prompted you to run for office in the first place?
Well, I had spent 10 years on the county commission, and I decided that the person who was in this seat needed to be replaced, and I jumped in the middle of it.
And tell us a little bit about who Tom is. You know, where did you come from? What kind of career have you had? What's your family like? You know, all of that fun stuff.
Well, I grew up in Maryville and went to Maryville City Schools, graduated Maryville High School, went to ETSU, got a degree in the industrial arts, went back to Maryville City to start teaching. I've been in the classroom for 37 years before retiring. I even taught a class for Pellissippi State. Then, let's see what else. I coached football. I was a track coach.
Like high school football?
High school track? Football, track, golf. I went to the University of Tennessee and got a degree in safety. And that had to do with mostly because of the career and technology education that I was teaching. I got into cabinet building and then ended up taking kids off campus. And my last 7 years, I retired at 55, and in my last 7 years, from 7 to 11 o'clock every day, I took 16 kids off campus, and we built habitat homes.
Huh.
Built 17 of them in 7 years.
Wow.
So good experience. Took kids who didn't want to be in brick and mortar, got them off campus, and we had fun.
Is teaching something you always wanted to do?
Oh, yes. When I left high school, I wanted to be a high school football coach. I got an educational specialist degree from Lincoln Memorial University. At the end of my teaching career, right in about 2 years, I didn't like the person who was my county commissioner, so I ran for county commission and did that for 10 years. And then jumped into this pool.
And here we are.
Here we are. My wife of 42 years has been very supportive and put up a lot of stuff for the last 10 years. And I got a daughter who's married and's got 2 grandkids. They're 8 and 6. And I've got a 7-week-old. My son's a major in the Army, and his wife, they just had their first one just a couple weeks before we came to Nashville in January.
Since you've been up here, I mean, this is your freshman year, what committees have you been assigned to?
I'm on the agricultural and judicial, and I have, after retiring from school completely in 17, I decided to go to work for a friend in a sod field, and thought it'd be fun. And after 3 years, I quit, resigned, and told him I was glad that the good Lord did not ask me to be a farmer because it is never-ending work. And agriculture is big in Blount County, and it's something that we need to be working on because there's lots of things happening to our farmland, and we need to make sure that we do things to preserve it.
So doing that for a little bit gave you an appreciation for it that you didn't have before, I assume.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe I should go work on a farm.
It'd be an experience.
So we know what kind of experience you bring to the agriculture committee, in a sense. What kind of experiences do you feel like you bring to the judiciary committee that's going to help you on there?
I've got a brother-in-law who's a lawyer, and I've got a sister-in-law who's a judge. So they're my go-to people.
Fair enough. And then I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about some of the legislation that you're filing this year. I mean, I don't know if there's any pieces that you're particularly excited about, but I've noticed you got a few education bills out there. Anything you want to talk about specifically?
Well, the main reason I'm here is because of public education. And we, for instance, Monday, I believe it was, we had a private school visit here from Blount County and had a good experience. They was here for about 30 minutes. There was about 40 of them. It got pretty sticky in here with having, in this small room. And they asked their questions. And then my question was to the instructor was, what size class size do you have? And it was a government class. And his response was 12. And my point is that same class in public schools is 25 to 30. Mm-hmm. And if we want to make a big difference in public education in Tennessee, we've got to, we don't have room to hire more teachers. But we do have room to spend $25,000 to $30,000 for TAs and put a TA in every class K through 6 or 7. And so the teacher will have support and take care of the special ed students and the kids who sometimes don't want to be there. So the teacher can teach and have someone to help out.
Another thing that one of your education bills does, and I don't know if it's the same one, is it reduces the amount of tests that students in K through 12 have to take, or 3rd through 12.
Well, we've got a couple things going in this. Yes, we do too much testing. The other part is for teachers. We require them to do way too many items that the state and the feds and the local government request them to do every year. And after 37 years, I had some of those assignments memorized. And hopefully I've asked the Association of Superintendents and the Tennessee School Board Association to get together and try to figure out a rotating schedule. So after a teacher's been teaching for 3 or 4 years, that instead of going through a whole list of items every year, to have a rotating list, so they don't have to do it every year, just maybe every 3 or 4 years.
And then if you had one thing to say to conservative Tennesseans, conservative voters across the board here, what would that be?
I would say to conservative Tennesseans that I'm here for less government.